which is a fancy name for table sugar. So this is a sugar lump. That right there is a sugar lump.
It broke down into sucrose.
So, yeah, it's a little square. You could call it sucrose. Really impress your friends. Please pass the sucrose or do any of those kind of things. So when you set that on your tongue, you said it broke down, and you are so right. But do you know what it broke down into? So, you know, if I get you to close your eyes, you probably could. You think you could probably just taste it, right?
Yeah. Oh, I can taste it.
Can you taste it? Good. Okay. Like it's like if I was standing up here and biting into a lemon, you know, would you be able to taste that too? Then I used to do that, to get you to transfer all this stuff. But that's where the sugar lump is. Now it's obvious that when you have it on your tongue and it's slowly melting, it's no longer that. Okay. But do you have any idea what it is?
Carbs.
Who?
Carbohydrate.
Okay, it's a carbohydrate. This is a carbohydrate, yes, and it breaks down into other carbohydrates. What makes it break down?
Saliva.
Oh, saliva. Saliva is composed mostly of what?
I said acids.
No.
Liquid, water.
Thank you. You said the right word. Water, good. But there's also something else in your saliva.
Venom.
Venom. Oh, that's
It's like poisonous, yeah.
I love it. All of you in your saliva have something called an enzyme called salivary amylase. I can't even spell it. It's an ASE ending, so anytime you see an ASE ending on a word, it's an enzyme. If it's an OSE ending on a word, you always know it's the sugar. So if you say ribose or glucose or maltose or fructose or galactose or lactose, whoa, all those are sugars. Or carbohydrates, same thing. But when you're the water in your saliva, when you have that thing melting on your tongue, I used to make students do this, you have to write it out. So you know it's broke down into something, and whatever something is, you just said it earlier, it tastes good, right? So I'll talk to you about the stuff that tastes good. And this is why you eat chocolate and why you eat anything that's sweet, because you absolutely love this simple sugar because it just tastes good. It makes your eyes close and it makes everything just makes your eyes roll back in your head and all that good stuff every time you suck on chocolate or something. This is the stuff you love. It's a plant. It's the stuff that makes chocolate wonderful. Then it also has, though, it has another simple sugar that you can't live without. Anybody know what it is? Your liver stores it, and breaks it down, and then you have a pancreas that releases a couple of different enzymes, or a couple of different hormones, or a couple of different substances. Any diabetics in here? Nobody? All right. Have you ever heard of this one?
Yeah, I just said that.
Glucose, it's a biggie. It's one we need, and you have to get it. And yes, that's the rest of the story. So if you add these two together, does it give you that?
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't. What got removed up here to make this one?
Starch.
Louder, louder. I thought I heard somebody say it.
Starch?
No? if you take a molecule of glucose and a molecule of fructose and put it together, it gives you sucrose. But why don't they add up? If you add these two together, what's it gonna be up here?
24.
It would like C12H24O12, right? Why, what's missing?
2 H
And,
and 1 of O.
oh my goodness gracious, what's that?
Where's the stuff on this?
H2O is
No,
part
what,
of
say it together.
H2O.
H2O is what? Oh,
Hydrogen, oxygen.
anytime you make these things, it costs you a water molecule, you know? And so, guess what's part of your saliva?
Water.
And guess what made that break all this down, you know, so, water. So you got your first digestive lesson. So you can tell Luda about this when next time you see her, which you'll see her next week. Now, I could have walked in here with a bunch of sugar lumps and made you write all that down. That'd be your first laugh. Would you have got it? I bet you in time you would have got it. All right, today I'm supposed to talk to you about the skeletal system. You guys know everything there is to know about the skeletal system?
Pretty much learned it in high school.
Okay, how many bones in your body?
Isn't it like 215?
3,800.
Whoa.
I thought it was like 215. Yeah, it's like 215, right?
She's close, but.
315? You're like saying way
Way
more.
out there.
Whoa.
Anybody know the number?
Yeah, it's 315, right? Or 215?
No, you were close when you said
206.
215.
216?
Take out the 1 and put a 0 in.
Oh, 206?
206.
Oh, yeah, it was somewhere around there. I remember that.
That's
I remember
perfect.
that back in high school.
Provided you have none that are broken, you know, that's what you have.
Yeah.
That's always the number to remember.
Bones.
206. And if you were taking this as part of, you know, your pre-med degree, you'd only have to know the names of all 206
Yep.
and what they do and what they, you hear this word in anatomy all the time, what they articulate with. You know what articulation means or deals with? You do? You don't?
Yeah, but I can explain it.
No. It's so simple. You could just say it to me like you're. Okay, you have 2 bones in your arm. You know what the names of them are? The thumb rule. You always remember the thumb rule? Grab your thumb and trace the bone. Whatever your thumb, then you know when you take your pulse? Okay. Your pulse is the radial artery and you feel it throbbing. So the radial artery runs next to a bone called the radius. So it's the thumb rule. You always just, if you ever want to find your radius, just find your thumb and boom. Ulna is on the other side. Okay, so 2 bones you'll never forget.
I already forgot spelling.
Ulna. U-L-N-A. Radius ulna.
Radius.
This one, humerus. Haven't you ever bumped your elbow
I was just gonna
and
say
start
that.
laughing?
No, it hurts usually.
I
Yeah.
laughed.
No, don't you laugh.
It's not so funny.
What's the name you always call it?
Funny bone?
Oh, yeah, that's
Because
the
guess
funny
what you're hitting? Humerus, you're hitting the end of your humerus. That's funny, isn't it?
That's what it's called. It's really funny. It's a funny bone.
So there you know the humerus, radius, and ulna. And you have, now don't say tarsals, because then I have people who do that too. Carpals are your hands. So you have carpals, metacarpals, phalanges. Tarsals are your feet. You've got tarsals, metatarsals, and phalanges. These bones here are phalanges just like your toes. Okay. So now you've learned a whole bunch of names already. Yeah.
The cranium's like up here in the cranium.
This bone?
Femur.
Femur! All right, because guess what big artery runs next to your femur?
Something with an F.
Starts with the F, with the femoral artery, you know?
Femoral.
Yeah, next to your femur.
Femur, femoral.
Femur, yeah.
This one is called the humerus artery. It's not a, you know, the big bronchial artery because it's an arm, you know, but that's when you get the circulation. I'm jumping again. So there's a little intro to the skeletal system. You think anybody, can you name 50 bones in your body?
Yeah.
Could you name 25 bones in your body? 20? 10?
20.
Skull.
Even after what I told you, do you think you're already up 5? Right? Just
Oh wait, those are bones.
phalanges.
Is that the bone?
Yeah,
Oh, so
that's what they're called. You got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I like the way
You
you
got your
think.
pointer finger phalange. You got your.
Those are your phalanges right there. It is. Okay. So if I asked you to make a stick figure and name as many bones as...
Those are torsals. Oh wait!
Oh, she's gonna cheat and look.
No, I'm gonna get out my little thingy first.
Oh, you did your little lab exercise? Now, what does she have you do? Print those off and label them, or what do you do?
I just do it so for my own.
That's your lab exercise for next week. I just looked at it a second.
So would that be torsal or phalanges? Because I can't.
Those are phalanges.
What's torsal?
Tarsals are the bones, the big bones above it, like this. You have your wrist bones are carpals. As they get smaller in here, you have metacarpals, and then you have phalanges.
So this is just phalanges.
And you can find all those things. Anyway, I'll go through this PowerPoint I have. She said, what should I do? I said, I have some PowerPoints of the skeletal system. They don't, I believe they'll cover everything that's in that book. And as I go through this, if you have questions, you can write something down if you think you need to, or tell me to stop, or slow down, or whatever. Ask about anything that I put up there.
Okay.
If I can't find it, I'll dig out a book and look myself, okay?
Google.
Because now I'm at that point in my life, you know, where, you know, sometimes I don't remember, I have to go look. Because I take these breaks from being in front of classes. I could read, I'm really good at it for like a couple days. Now I've been retired for 5 years. I like to golf is what I really like to do now, you know, just to, so I even try to get away in the winter time and do that. But I've been waiting like 35 years just to play golf. My wife thinks it's just a little bit insane. I have children who teach. I really try to talk them out of it. God, I have one. My daughter is smart. She's not a teacher. She has a job, which I'm happy for. And it even has benefits. Like it has health insurance. And I go, you are fantastic. This is just wonderful. She lives in Anchorage and works for the university. She works for the University of Alaska, but still I just laugh because you know what she hates most of all? Rent. Love it. You hate paying rent? I said, this is a wonderful motivator, you know. She's already been renting for a year and she's trying to figure out how she can own something so that all these payments you make. Because when you're paying all this money to rent.
You're paying somebody else's mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably could get a mortgage for less money than what you're renting. I told her, find a duplex and buy it, live in one half of it and rent the other half.
Exactly, yeah.
And you could probably collect enough money to make your house payment. But I said, when you're a landlord, you also have to respond whenever something's wrong.